in a flash of 1/40th of a billionth of a second to produce that image.
Hi everyone, I just want to thank you everyone for subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate it. Please share this channel, please share this message, and like and subscribe, because there is much more that I want to share with you. Now today's question is, what if science has uncovered new clues about the most mysterious cloth in human history? A linen sheet, some believed, wrapped the body of Jesus Christ. Dr. Jeremiah Johnston, a biblical scholar, claims new evidence may change everything we thought we knew about the Shroud of Turin. So I am going to go into a little bit more detail into this video. I want you to stay to the end. This is not going to be a short video, but all the evidence has stacked up. Now the whole Christian belief system is built on the resurrection. I watched a video last night, actually a movie called The Case of Christ. If you haven't seen it, you have to watch it. It was an atheist eventually uncovered the truth about the resurrection. So many witnesses, so many evidence that you cannot deny that Jesus Christ has raised up from the dead. Okay, so let me give you some background. The Shroud of Turin is a 14-foot linen cloth showing the faint image of a crucified man. Many believe it's the burial shroud of Jesus Christ. Others called it a medieval forgery since its first recorded appearance in the 14th century only. It has divided believers and skeptics alike. Now let me explain where Dr. Jeremiah Johnston, where he comes from and why he has made these claims. He is a New Testament scholar and founder of the Christian Thinkers Society. He was a skeptic, completely a skeptic. He says that recent studies convinced him that the shroud is authentic. Even scientific evidence points towards a supernatural event. Now I want to go to the next phase, where the claim of the new evidence. So Johnston cites a microscopic study showing the image isn't made by paint or by dye or by pigment, but from a discoloration, only a few microns on the fibers.
But when the STURP team came out and they published their findings, they said, we cannot explain it. And listen carefully, no pigment, no dye, no paint, no oxidization from old paint, nothing. Barry Schwartz and all of the, and again, these are not theologians, Glenn.
Right,
I can't make this more clear. These are people from Sandia Labs, the Air Force Academy, physics professors, and it's superficial. This is the fascinating thing. And it took me a while in my research to really, truly appreciate this. The image is razor thin. The blood, when we were walking through the shroud, we can see the blood everywhere. The blood saturates the linen.
He highlights research from Italy's ENEA laboratory estimating the image could only come from an intense burst of energy equivalent to billions of watts of ultraviolet light for a fraction of a second, something beyond any medieval technology can do, and we can't even replicate that even today.
Again, another scientist, another school is given 5 years to study this. Just the amount of electromagnetic energy or even radiation it would take to produce an image on a shroud like this. But the fascinating thing is the timing, because when they sample it, it takes a lot of time to get the image on the shroud, but then the shroud would burn up almost instantaneously. So we know the image of the shroud based on 5 years of study on light. And again, you can read all this. It's fascinating. We know that it happened in 1/40th of a billionth of a second.
Oh my gosh.
1/40th billionth of a second. And it took 34,000 trillion watts of energy emanating from the body in a flash of 1/40th of a billionth of a second to produce that image.
He also had another evidence for the blood itself. He referenced the blood stains identified as real human hemoglobin with high bilirubin levels. Very consistent, Johnston says, with a victim of torture, and crucifixion.
So important with you as an artist. How would you know how to forge this? So Alan Adler and other hematologists who are, again, these are experts in the blood, have taken blood samples. And if we had an ultraviolet light right now, that'd be a lot of fun, Glenn, because I could show you that the shroud, the number one substance on the shroud is blood. There are pints and pints and pints of blood all over the shroud. There's blood, there's 50 abrasions. We'll get to the crown of thorns on the forehead. They test the blood. And again, if you're a forger, you're just going to use animal blood, right? And the blood comes back human blood. Guess what the blood type is? Type AB. Less than 3% of the world's population has type AB blood, and it is found primarily in the land of Israel.
Also, the fact about the pollen and the soil from Jerusalem. Pollen grains was found on the cloth, reportedly match species native to the area around Jerusalem, suggesting that the linen once came from the Middle East.
So Max Fry, a criminologist, spent 5 years of his life studying all of the pollen spores on the Shroud of Turin. And you would think, okay, if this is a forgery, you're going to find pollen, you're going to find all kinds of things from plant life in Europe. What does he find? The majority of the pollen found blooms in Jerusalem, and it doesn't bloom year-round. It only blooms around the springtime, Passover. We know we can date, based on the historical record, Jesus' death by crucifixion, which is the best established fact of the ancient world. He dies by Roman crucifixion April 3rd, AD 33, springtime.
And there was also, remember, there was in 1988, there was carbon 14 test dating done. And why this is debated at the moment. Johnston and other researchers, also scientists, argue that the 1988 carbon 14 tests were flawed because of the sample that they were taken from a section that was repaired after a fire broke out in 1532 containing cotton threads and dye.
Were they that close?
Yes. And these men were experts in execution. They were men. We know that there were probably 2 whipping Jesus. We've counted 372 wounds from scourge marks. Now you can see that has 3 cords on it and 2 lead balls. Some have thought bone. So with each lash, you're getting 6 lashes in when you count up the balls. We know that he's lashed 372 times, but keep in mind, we don't have the lateral sides on the image. This is a 2D image.
Right.
So I estimate
there's got to be more on the sides than there were.
Correct.
Yeah.
700 wounds that Jesus, the man of the shroud, endured for us from that flagrum, the scourging. And so that was particularly heinous.
I believe that this is really the Shroud of Turin where Jesus Christ was buried in, because of the image, and I will show that on the screen as well, the image that came out about how that would have been created in almost like a 3D image. And you can only see it in negative. Like I said, we can't even do that today. I can't even fathom on how you can actually reproduce something like that. For Dr. Johnston, the shroud is not just about the science. He sees the physical evidence of the moment Jesus rose, a reminder that faith and reason can coexist. So what do you think about this? Leave a comment below and tell me what you think about it. Is the Shroud of Turin a miraculous witness to the resurrection, or is it just an ancient mystery that has not been solved yet? When I watched the case of Christ, the most important thing that actually that person, atheist, that was also a journalist, that he realized at the end of the day, why did Jesus do this? Why did God do this and allow this? It's because He loved you so much. He created us. He loved us so much that He sent His only Son to come die on the cross for you. And when He said it was finished on that cross, He knew He created a new covenant for us to be able to stand one day in front of the Father. That is why He did this for you, is because God loved you so much. Remember, I just want to say that for those that still don't believe, nothing can be created out of nothing. You cannot create a car without all the parts that you need to be able to build a car. A scientist once said that the eye is so complex that he actually was an atheist as well. And I can't remember the name of the person. He said, but when he actually went into the detail of an eye, just the eye itself, that it's almost impossible that this could have been created by evolution. We are created by an intelligent being, by God the Almighty, that loved you so much that He sent His Son for your sins. Because Satan is real, and Satan came to destroy, but Jesus came to save. So I hope you today, this message came through positively, because Jesus died on the cross, and it's real.